All right, so we're over here on the PTB with the new survivor, Aurella Rose, and her 3 unique teachable perks. We'll be looking at these, and then we'll be looking at the Haste and Hindered perks that got changes because Haste and Hindered no longer stack, right? So check this out. You got Do No Harm. When you heal another survivor for each hook state they have, you heal them 50% faster. So 0 hooks, you heal them 0% faster. 1 hook, 50% faster. 2 hooks, 100% faster. Now, this is pretty much garbage. I would rather have Botany Knowledge because Botany Knowledge, you'll heal everyone 50% faster no matter what. So you'll be healing the same amount for less requirements, right? You don't get the 3% additional progress for great skill checks, but at the end of the day, who really cares? And you could bring, I don't know, Boon Circle or maybe Will Make It, which is 100% for both, right? Then we'll hop this one because the middle one I thought was the craziest. So rapid response, when you fast lock or exit, you suffer from the exhausted status effect for 30 seconds. When you gain exhausted, you see the killer's aura for 2 seconds. So basically, anytime you're exhausted, you get a token, like a pseudo token. It's not really a token, but you gain the exhausted status effect that perk lights up. And then you can fast exit a locker, and you'll see the killer's aura for 2 seconds. Again, super mediocre. I don't see anybody using this perk really at all. This is the perk I thought was crazy till I read it a couple of times. I just woke up. I thought this was insane. So first of all, 15 seconds is a typo. I'll mention that real quick. When you take a protection hit while healthy, all other survivors within 16 meters gain 25% haste for 15 seconds. It's really 6 seconds. I thought this was all survivors. So I was thinking you could come in, take a protection hit, and then get out for free. You know, you're healthy, you get hit, now you start moving at 25. It's all other survivors. So potentially, this could still be a really nasty perk in a Swift. I just had a match the other day as Huntress where I was going against a really good Swift in the Blood Moon event, and I was downing people in basement, and some of them were fully healed, so, you know, certain survivors I just wouldn't have been able to catch at all, but it doesn't apply to the person who gets injured. So whoever has this perk doesn't receive its benefits. It'll apply to everybody else. So, you know, you could take a protection hit for a survivor who's being carried. This perk's not going to do anything because it gives the 25% haste to not you, the protection hit taker. And obviously the person on the shoulder is not going to get the haste at all. So honestly, this perk isn't too crazy. It does have certain situations where it could single-handedly win a game, albeit very rare niche scenarios. But yeah, 25% for 6 seconds. That's literally basically a sprint burst because, you know, sprint burst is 50% for 3 seconds. So this is half the duration, double the length. Or I mean, half the haste, double the duration, right? This is definitely going to be an anti-tunnel perk for sure. Because you unhook a survivor, you're healing, and then you body block, and you get hit, and then they get 25% haste for 6 seconds. So that's not too bad. You know, I was definitely, you should have seen my original reaction. I was tweaking out. Because I thought it was 25% for everybody. I'm like, oh, I was going bananas. All right, so we'll get to the perks that have been changed. They behavior. I just made a video yesterday talking about, oh, there's potential good sides to them not stacking haste and hinder. I was dead wrong. So check this out. So Dark Theory gets a boost. 3% was 2%. That's kind of meh. Like, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, I don't think. I don't think anybody's going to be bringing Dark Theory now that's got a 1% haste boost. I don't think Dark Theory needs a haste boost at all. I think you just do something different. You have to be very careful with haste boosts in this game for survivors when you have 110 killers. You have to be very, very careful. Breakout, increase the haste effect while near a carried survivor to 10% was 7. This is absolutely batshit insane. A killer moves at 92 when carrying a survivor. A survivor moves at 107 with breakout. So they're already much faster than a killer. And now you're making them 110. So even if the killer has agi, you're going to be moving at the same exact speed as them. That's fucking crazy. Breakout did not need a buff at all whatsoever, but they gave him a buff anyways, right? Champion of Light, increased haste while using flashlight to 70% was 50%. Again, not needed at all whatsoever. 50% was more than fine. I don't think it's going to matter too much. It's not going to make too big of a difference. It just completely wasn't needed at all. And yeah, it's definitely overkill. And then No One Left Behind now increases the haste effect for unhooked survivors instead of applying a separate haste effect. So this is going to be basically you unhook a survivor, they gain 7% haste for 10 seconds base kit. Now it's going to be 17% haste for 10 seconds. Could combine it with, I guess you can't combine it with a babysitter, honestly. No One Left Behind only activates in the end game, though, so, you know, it's like an end game babysitter, I guess. Killer perks. Now, this is what's crazy. They're stingy. They are stingy with these killer haste perks. Absolutely stingy. Increased haste effect after unhooking or after hooking the obsession to 10% was 5. So anytime you hook the obsession, now you gain 10% haste for 18 seconds and undetectable for 18 seconds. Easily make this 15. Should be 15 at least. It's tied to the obsession only, and you're going to limit it to 10%. No. Real quick, side note, Pentimento change. First totem is 15% slower. Each totem after that's 5%. So Pentimento is dead, of course. Unbound increased the haste effect after vaulting a window to 10% was 5. So Unbound, you injure a survivor. Unbound goes on a 30-second timer. The next time you vault a window, you gain 10% haste for 10 seconds. It's better. It might allow you to get hits at windows now. We'll have to see. You combine it with Superior Anatomy, you're definitely guaranteed to hit. Although, Superior Anatomy, you're pretty much almost already guaranteed to hit, I guess. But kind of a niche system. And that's it. That's all the haste and hindered killer perks changed and haste and hindered survivor perks. None of the hinder got touched at all. So Hex Nothing But Misery, which is 5% hindered for 15 seconds after getting 8 basic attacks tied to a Hex perk that can be removed from the game, didn't get a buff at all. I don't know. I just, why not? Knockout 5% hindered for 5 seconds after moving 6 meters away from a drop pallet. No buffs, no nothing. So no changes at all on that front. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about this, kind of go over it. I was literally tweaking out when I seen Duty of Care, 25% haste for 15 seconds. First of all, that would be batshit insane. 15 seconds of 25% haste, but it's 6 seconds. That's a huge ass typo. No clue why that's in there. And then this is just more evidence that behavior doesn't quality control or check anything. No. I'll take that back. This is a PTB. Still not really forgivable, but a lot more forgivable. Okay, a lot more forgivable, right? But all other survivors is what saves this perk. So, yeah. Definitely going to be absolutely insane in Swift scenarios, like literally batshit insane. But other than that, not too crazy. So, yeah, that does it for this one. That was the survivors' new perks and the new changes to the haste and hinder status effect. But, yeah, that does it for this one. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe to that good stuff. I'll see you guys in the next one.